Hello, I'm Izzy and I'm 21 years old. I was born in London but grew up in Brighton. I am mixed race. My heritage is black and white. I have always struggled with an internal sense of being lost when it came to my identity. I felt disconnected and not belonging to either of my heritages while also not feeling entirely connected to the mixed race identity. For me, this is because I do not fit the entire stereotype of what some people believe a mixed race person should look like, even though mixed race itself does not have a distinct look. But when you don't fit into a specific box, it's difficult to find a sense of belonging. I was told many times growing up that I do not look mixed race, and I've had people tell me I'm wrong or lying when I've told them that I am. This negatively impacted my view of myself and my sense of belonging in a community. Therefore, I will be exploring what impacts a person's sense of belonging when they are mixed race. The first is terminology. While I use mixed race to describe myself, you may have heard of biracial, dual heritage, multiracial, to name a few. These are, I would say, more up-to-date and more politically correct, but there is a complicated and hard history when it comes to identifying terms for this identity.
Explain yourself what you mean when you say half caste.
Offensive term particularly is half caste. This term is offensive because it perpetuates the idea that we are half of something.
This word, remember, half caste. I'm not half of no one.
I've been called that so many times.
Obviously it's an offensive term because they're basically saying you're half of something, you're not full anything.
A really good example that highlights how ridiculous the use of this term was is the poem Half Caste by John Agard. In the poem, he makes fun of the idea that we're half a person.
I'm listening to you with the keen half of my ear. I'm looking at you with the keen half of my eye. And I'm sure you'll understand why I offer half a hand when I'm introduced to you.
However, it is important to realise that it's dependent on the person you talk to.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I'm 19 years old. I study visual effects in uni at the moment, and I am part Guyanese and part Malaysian and also part Irish and British, so I'm mixed race.
As stated in Layla Norwood's The Biracial Identity Crisis, Townsend's study also showed that when mixed race people are free to choose their own identities, they tend to have higher levels of self-esteem.
I've tried to hide some of my racial identity. 3, 2, 1, go.
Basically, it is beneficial for people of multicultural and racial backgrounds to embrace every aspect of their identity because it is better for their mental health. It is important as mixed race people that we have the autonomy to decide what word we use to identify ourselves.
If you want to call yourself like biracial or multicultural, fine. But I don't think people should tell you to say, oh no, actually it's meant to be this, because it shouldn't be meant to be anything. You should just be able to at least feel comfortable in what you call yourself.
Connotations with the word mixed race, as found in research, that some people feel disconnected from that term because it implies that there is such thing as pure races.
I do think it's generational because as the generations have moved on, we call ourselves now mixed race. And for years I was like, no half caste, it's mixed race. And the next generation is going to be like, not mixed race, it's dual heritage.
The whole mixed race, half caste, biracial, those kind of words, I've always never wanted to be labelled. I've always just felt like I'm me.
I believe it's incredibly important that you have people in your life that you can relate to. As I told Izzy during our interview, she's one of those people for me. Before, but I would say for my journey with my identity, I feel like becoming friends with you has definitely helped me. I feel like on some level our experiences are a lot more correlated. I've known mixed people throughout my life, but not met someone where it's so similar. And I think anyway we are quite similar. So it's helped me a lot.
In every aspect. we are the same, even the name.
My confidence and resilience in regard to my racial identity has improved since we became friends. because I know I have someone that understands. It feels comforting to have that reassurance when you can start to question your own experiences and reactions.
We want to be called what we want to be called, not what you want to call us. I'm the only one. Like, it felt very lonely. And when I was younger, I just didn't get it. And when people would say, "Oh, like, where are you from?" I wouldn't know what to say, because I'd just be like, "Well, I don't really know where you'll accept me, where you'll like believe me."